Many weeks ago, before the Oregon estate became noisy with loud generators and self-appointed gossip secretaries, a young lady named Munachi moved into the compound quietly one Sunday evening. She came in with only 2 boxes, a standing fan that had seen better days, and one small plastic bucket that she balanced gracefully on her head. The way she greeted the gatesman that day, you would think she had rehearsed it. She gave a slow smile with a small voice and gentle bow. "Gateman." Oh. Well, from that moment, people began to talk about her. By Monday morning, half the compound already liked her. She wore long gowns that reached her ankles and scarves that covered her hair neatly, and she walked slowly like someone who didn't want to offend the ground. Even the children called her Auntie Saint before knowing her real name. And in turn, she would smile and pass their heads like a Sunday school teacher. The first week, she swept the whole corridor without being told. And when the landlady saw her, she clapped her hands in surprise and said, This one is different. Oh, God has finally remembered me. My last tenants used to cook a bonus soup and leave the pot outside for lizard. But this one, she's a blessing." Munachi only smiled shyly. "It's just small sweeping, Mar. I can't stay where everywhere is dirty." Before long, every woman in the compound started comparing themselves to her. If one of them forgot to greet the landlady, the woman would hiss and say, "Even that new girl with scarf that just came greets better than you." It became a competition such that whenever Mashu walked past, people adjusted themselves and spoke softly, pretending to be decent, too. She quickly became friends with Tina, the woman who owned the small provision shop by the gates. Tina was loud and full of energy. She would always shout, "Customer, come on by now," even when nobody was around. While Munachi on the other hand talked as if she was afraid of disturbing air, but somehow their friendship made sense. Tina liked that Munachi was calm and Munachi liked that Tina was generous. Every morning would pass by Tina's shop, smile and say, "Good morning, sister. I like how you wake up early." Tina would laugh and shout, "My dear, money doesn't wait for people that like to sleep." Oh, then she would give her a can of cold and say, "Drink Jerry, you are too gentle. You need sugar in your system." Soon she even trusted Munachi with her shop keys. One afternoon she WK'd her finger playfully. "Muna, if you see the supplier come and I never reach, just help me collect the goods. I trust you. You are not like Lagos girls." Marchi only smiled and said, "Don't worry, I'll help you. We are all sisters." The compound women loved her because she was the unofficial peacemaker. When labor squirreled over who blocked whose balcony with buckets, Munachi would appear like an angel speaking softly. "Please, life is not all about fight. Let's have peace." Even the men in the compound greeted her with respect. "Good evening, madam." They would say, "You are a good example in this our estate." But the real comedy began when the landlady Mamardafi decided that Munachi was her spiritual daughter. One afternoon she called Munachi into her apartment filled with plastic flowers and old calendar pictures of past presidents. "My daughter, I like you," the landlady said, finding herself with a magazine. "You are not like all these other tenants that wear trousers and be forming slay queen. You are very decent. In fact, if I had a son, I would marry you for him." Munachi smiled politely. "Thank you, Mar. I am just living quietly." The landlady nodded. "Seriously?" "Yes, I see that. Don't mingle too much with them. Oh, they are too noisy. If you start laughing with them now, you'll become like them. See that one that sells puff puff at the junction? She used to be calm before she joined them. And that was how it started." From that day, Mamardaf treated Munachi as if she was the compound pride. When the tenants' meeting came, she even introduced her dramatically. "This is Munachi, our very good tenant, the one that ties calf and doesn't make noise. If every woman were like her, I would be sleeping well in this compound." The others just rolled their eyes in joy. The single mother who lives in the next block muttered, "Too much calmness is suspicious." Even lizard nods before it strikes. But Tina defended her. "Leave my Mar alone. Oh, she's a good person. You people like bad things too much. Not every quiet woman is fake." And that was how Munachi's reputation grew. When someone lost their key, they would run to her because she's trustworthy. If a neighbor needed someone to hold small money till the next day, Munachi was the safe box. At night, when everyone was asleep, she would sit by her window, filing her nails and singing quietly. Her room was simple. She had just one bed, one plastic chair, and a big brown box where she kept her clothes and important documents. Sometimes she would smile to herself as if she was remembering something only she understood. And if you happened to pass by her window at that moment, you would think she was a peaceful angel. By the time Munachi had spent for months in Oreo Estate, her presence had melted completely into the compound rhythm. She had become like a wallpaper, always there, quietly blending in and never drawing too much attention, yet always watching everything. She knew who quarreled with who owed the landlord rent, who pretended to travel every weekend just to visit secret boyfriends, and who always cooked stew on credits. Nothing escaped her sharp eyes. Then the first move came on a Thursday afternoon. Tina, the provision seller, had gone to Mile 12 Market to restock her shop. The clouds had started to gather, and she was already running late. So she called Munachi and said, "I beg my sister, if the supplier comes, help me collect the curs of noodles and keep for me. I will pay him when I come back, he will drop it and go." Marchi smiled. "No, Latina, I will handle it. Don't stress yourself." When the supplier arrived, she took the delivery like a professional accountant, signing the small paper confidently and arranging the cartoons in neat piles. The man even complimented her saying, "You look too gentle for this area, madam." She smiled and replied, "People mistake quietness for weakness, but it is not." Now, that statement, if only someone had heard it, would have been the biggest red flag of all. That evening, Tina returned tired but happy. She counted the goods, found everything intact, and hugged Marchi like a sister. You are too trustworthy. If NAD joined now or any of those compound women, they would have removed one cartoon for themselves before I returned. But you are different. Marchi laughed and said, "You just have to trust people sometimes." And from that day, the trust doubled. Tina started leaving the shop keys with Munachi whenever she had errands. Sometimes she would even ask Munachi to help her sell in her absence. Munachi never touched her money at first. She balanced everything properly, wrote neat records and always returned the correct change, and that was how she slowly built her foundation with transparency. Then she graduated into small borrowing. She started innocently. One afternoon she knocked on Joy's door smiling politely. "My sister, please can you borrow me small 2,000 naira? My gas just finished and I don't want to cook with stove today. I'll return it tomorrow when I collect my salary." Joy, who was always soft-hearted, nodded immediately. "No, Wala Munar, you are not a stranger now." And true to her word, the next day Munachi returned the 2,000 naira with thanks from that day. Whenever she borrowed, she returned it the 1,000 naira for a charge card, 700 naira for transportation, and even 200 naira for pure water. Sometimes she would even add 50 naira as appreciation. Before long, people began testifying that Munachi girl, you can trust her with your last kubo, and that was how she trapped them all. The compound became her little stage, and everyone was unknowingly playing their role. She offered to keep small items for people like keys, extra phones, and even spare cash. One of the tenants, a tailor named Rita, even used her room to store her fabric for a week. "You are the only person I can trust not to touch it," Rita said gratefully. Nachi smiled and replied, "Don't worry, I am happy to help." The funniest part was that whenever she wanted to test her influence, she would do something slightly suspicious just to see if people would doubt her. One day, Tina noticed 1,000 naira missing from her shop drawer and she jokingly said, "Baby rat carried my money." Oh, Munachi looked her straight in the eyes and said, "Maybe you miscounted my sister. You know Lagos hits can make our brain jump numbers." Tina laughed, slapped her forehead and said, "True, true. This my head said, you see why I like you? You have sense." Meanwhile, that 1,000 naira was folded neatly inside Munachi's brown purse. She smiled. Her first test passed successfully. By the 6 months, the whole compound was under her spell. The landlady trusted her more than she even trusted her own daughter. One day, she gave Munachi the spare key to her apartment. "Just in case I forget something when I travel." Joy, the single mother, allowed Monik to pick her son from school sometimes. And the boy would always say proudly, "Auntie Munar is a good woman." She buys meat pie after school. What the poor boy didn't know was that the meat pie was just an investment in silence and trust. However, the only person who didn't fully fall for Munachi's gentleness was Uncle Sylvester, the old man in flat 2. He used to sit in front of his door every evening with his transistor radio, pretending to be asleep, but actually listening to all the compound gist.
Watch out for the continuation in the next video. Please like, comment and subscribe for more stories.